Alright, so today is the last day I can talk about the upcoming season without really knowing anything about it other than the next hero's name and class. So take this time to place your bets on what we're going to see tomorrow. Today, I just want to pick up on all the stuff I didn't talk about yesterday and wanted to just put it all in one video. So today I want to talk about Shinobi, Orochi, and Nobushi being named as the next batch of heroes to receive improvements. I know the title says Reworks, but that's basically what the community has been calling every seasonal change. But what Yubi calls them are hero improvements, and in the update post, they said that these three heroes will receive balance updates to make them more competitive. I also want to talk about Hulda and what I want from her. If you do watch these videos regularly, I'd appreciate if you took a second to sub to the channel. I'll also be covering everything tomorrow as well, so be sure to come back to check it out. Now, let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Alright, so let's start off with these three heroes that are being worked on. I'm not going to lie, I was not expecting Orochi to be revisited so soon. We all knew that Yubi had some plans for Shinobi and Nobushi, but Orochi just came out of nowhere for me. I really thought we'd be seeing Centurion get some work next season. It just felt like the right time with, Hitokiri being in the game now, the Shigoki rework already being released, and Shinobi and Cent were released in the same season, Season 2, with both heroes having a few problems that, if fixed, would literally make everyone happy. So yes, I would have been much happier to see Centurion receive work over Orochi, despite Orochi being my first main, but oh well, this is what we get. It'll be really interesting to see what Yubi decides to do with Orochi here, because as we all know, he got his rework before and it was pretty lacking. He got some new stuff, but even after its release, he still wasn't that great. Now, as I said a little bit ago, the post on Yubi's website says balance updates, so I'm not sure if Orochi will receive any new attacks or animations, and if he doesn't, I really wonder what they're going to do. And if they do give him something new, I wonder what it'll be. Will they give in to the hundreds and hundreds of requests for Tozen's kick, or will they work on things like Storm Rush and mess around with his chains to make him more of a threat in team modes? This whole Orochi thing is just a question mark to me. I can't recall Yubi hinting at anything for Orochi, so as with everything else, we'll just have to wait until tomorrow to see what's really going on. Now with Nobu and Shinobi, we all have an idea of at least one thing that'll be changed for each of these heroes. We know that Yubi's been glaring at Hidden Stance for a while now, so we can expect to see some changes to that. It won't be removed or anything like that, but they will make sure that it's less safe to use. Of course, they'll compensate in some way, so it wouldn't just be a flat out nerf, but they've been pretty tight-lipped about Nobu, so I'm not sure what they could have planned. I'm sure they'll make changes to make her a better duelist in some way. And with Shinobi, we know that they're going to do something about Sickle Rain, as that is the last move in the game that can completely pin you down and allow teammates to just eliminate you for free. But I really wonder what else they'll do to him. As time has gone on, players have found things that just make no sense with Shinobi, and it does feel like he's not even from For Honor anymore. Now, I know I joke around about wanting Shinobi deleted from For Honor, or at least we'll call it joking around, but honestly, if any of these heroes received one large rework, I want it to be for Shinobi. For the longest time now, I've believed that Yubi should just rework Shinobi from the ground up and figure out some way to make him fun for everyone, as his style outside of gameplay is unique, and I know there are plenty of people that enjoy Shinobi as a character and not as a fighter. Other than that, there was one more thing I didn't mention yesterday. Yubi did actually decide to make another breach map, which is pretty cool. It's called the Store Stronghold, and like with every other map, it'll be free when the season goes live. I'm glad we're getting another breach map, and I know this one will look amazing just like the other ones. At least it's for a game mode other than Tribute, Skirmish, and Elimination. I'm a fan of new Dominion maps, but I'll definitely take a new breach map. It should spice things up a little bit for the game mode. And now on to Hulda. I talked about Hulda briefly yesterday, as I was really just focused on the trailer, and of course, I got absolutely roasted for saying that I'm a bit excited for this hero. I think someone said something about me liking the way the hammer looks because it reminds me of the small warhammer in my pants, which was my favorite of the more heated comments from the reveal trailer. The reaction to the trailer was pretty mixed, of course, just like with the Blackbriar and Hitokiri reveal trailers. I saw a lot of comments comparing Hulda to something or someone. I saw a lot of people say this looked like a Viking version of Hitokiri. Some said this looks like a male shaman or shaman's mom. Some were disappointed by the armor. There were a surprising amount of people upset that the class by default was a female. And of course, there were some like me who aren't really up in arms about it. I will gladly wait until we see everything as it's so close. It seems like everyone wanted Thor. They just wanted Thor added to For Honor. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. If I'm going to be honest with you, I thought our first look at the hammer hero would basically be like a raider-sized hero without a helmet, and instead of an axe, he'd have a two-handed hammer. But I'm not angry about what we got. I actually sort of like the trailer. I'm not blown away by the design of the character, but I've got to wait and see the rest of the armor and hammers first, and of course the male variant, as there could really be some stuff in there I like. Sorry if I bring up the other Year 3 heroes a lot in this video, but it seems fitting. I wasn't a huge fan of Blackbriar's default design, but as I leveled them up, I found a lot of stuff I really liked, and I'm hoping it's the same way with this hero. Looks aside though, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this hero plays. As I've said before, I think the other Year 3 heroes we've gotten so far have been alright. Blackbriar, in my opinion, is a solid addition to the game. He may not have the most exciting playstyle, but he can do a lot pretty well. He can hold his own in most situations. He has a unique set of feats and introduced a brand new mechanic to the game in Bulwark Counter, which in of itself has changed how team fights are played when they're thrown into the mix. Attacks that swing wide now have to be thrown more carefully so that they don't get flipped, and I like that it works on almost anything in the game. At first, we were all a bit confused as to how it would work, but now that we've had it for months now, we can see that it really isn't that bad. I actually enjoy flipping people and have been using Blackbriar a bit more recently just for Bulwark Counter. Now, Hitokiri on the other hand, they're also a solid addition to the game, but as I said not too long ago, I hope that this next hero leans more towards Blackbriar than Hitokiri in terms of being unique. Hitokiri isn't a bad hero at all. I actually enjoy using them from time to time. The only problem I have with the hero currently is that the hyper armor on neutral heavies start a little too early, and it's pretty easy to trade while using her. I'd be fine if they moved the start of the hyper armor back a bit, but I've seen a lot of people suggest that Yubi could just give hyper armor to chain heavies, and I'd be fine with that too. Anyways, the reason I'd rather have the new hero be more like BP than Hitokiri is because Blackbriar legitimately did something brand new, and it was something that we did not see coming at all. No one thought that we'd receive a defensive move that could counter almost anything that it touches, including ranged attacks from Shinobi, ragdolling bodies, and even opponents climbing up a ladder that bump into you, and that this counter would guarantee damage when it works. And I like that this was brand new, but with Hitokiri, we didn't really get anything new. She just sort of played on what we already had in the game, and I was hoping that as the season went on, I'd appreciate her more, but that didn't really happen. I just stopped playing her unless I had an order for Samurai and didn't feel like using anyone else. I do still sort of like the idea of having a hero who is supposed to snatch executions and play around with their heavies, but we've already seen chargeable, unblockable heavies, and we've seen feintable bashes. I think that barring their design, the most unique thing about Hitokiri were their feats, and that's in part due to the fact that Yubi's gotten way better at making feats that go along with a character, at least for their starter feats. And to me, without anything that really stood out, they just sort of felt a bit underwhelming, especially since the Samurai are my favorite faction. And I don't want to feel underwhelmed with this next hero, as this was the hero I looked forward to the most when we all saw the Year 3 weapons leak. I thought the hammer was the most interesting of the 4 weapons, and I still feel that with this weapon we could see something new. I wouldn't mind seeing Hulda throwing people around with the hammer after landing certain attacks, in the same vein as Valkyrie's sidelight finishers, of course without the painfully long recovery times. I want this hero to feel powerful, and I want attacks to feel weighty, and want to enjoy using them and look forward to playing matches with them. Anyways, that's all I've got for this video. We're less than 24 hours away from seeing what they've got to offer, so as I said at the start of this video, now's the time to place your bets. Let me know in the comments what you think we're going to see. It's been a while since I made a video like this, a longer video where I just talk about the game, and I really like making these, so I'm glad that there is finally something to talk about and that the drought is over for now. Anyways, I do want to hear what you guys think, so talk to me down in the comments, and as always, if you liked the video, feel free to leave a like and sub if you're new, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.